popular burger chain is facing some trouble with the law regarding some possible pay violations. Attorney Jim Higgins with the Higgins Firm recently stopped by to explain. Jim, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, we're talking about an overtime pay lawsuit against a really famous burger chain. Talk about what happened here.
Well, this is something that we see and had a few of these cases in our office, or several. And what happened is it was a Five Guys Burgers, and they have in at least California, a couple other states, they have some managers that they have called assistant managers. So they were paid a salary, and they didn't get paid overtime for working more than 40 hours a week.
Okay.
And so the chain, of course, says that's okay, that they were assistant managers, and these workers are saying, you know what, I wasn't. I was sitting there making hamburgers and cooking fries and putting pickles on sandwiches, and I was doing things that a manager doesn't do.
Exactly. Where's my overtime?
That's right. And so that's what the fight will be about in this case.
All right. So talk a little bit about how your firm handles these cases and what's going to happen.
Okay, sure. Well, what happens in these is there will be a lot of things that will go on. One, the corporation will start pulling out documents, things that the people signed when they got to work there, that talk about what their duties are as a manager. Do they hire? Do they fire? Can they set people's schedules, things like that. The employees will come in and they're either going to say, man, I couldn't do that at all. That was all the real manager's job. Or they're going to have to confess that they did do that kind of work. So really what the courts do is they get away from looking at what this company calls someone as a manager, and they say, okay, what did you do day to day? What did you do when you walked in that store? And if it is the type of employment where it's really what we'd all consider traditionally hourly employment, and they just did this so they could save some money and not pay folks overtime, well, they're going to have to pay it. And under the law, they'll have to pay their overtime for 40 hours work. They'll have to pay double damages. They'll have to pay the lawyer fees, things like that. It can really add up if it's a nationwide collective action.
Right, I can see that. So if someone watching today feels like they have had a pay violation, when should they contact an attorney? At what point?
You know, I think you are welcome. They call us a lot, and I don't mind talking to folks, and I have other employment lawyers in my office who are very helpful. You know, sometimes people just want to know their rights. So you're welcome to call right now. And if you want to do something about it, you can, or we can tell you if you're just, everything's fine, you don't have a case, or whether you do. And then they decide, is this something I want to move forward with or not? And that's a personal decision. But we're glad to talk to anybody about it if they think that their wages aren't being paid, if they think they should be getting overtime and they're not.
Right, helping out a lot of people. Jim, thanks. The Higgins Firm is serving Tennessee. Give them a call at 615-353-0930 or check out higginsfirm.com.